Okay. The legend continues for the final time, I think. Um, what what a hell of a twist last episode was. This is literally like 10 seconds after the previous episode. I'm recording this. Uh, let's see. Here we are. The turnabout for tomorrow. I'm assuming this is the last one. Because it's pretty climactic right here. Oh my goodness, dude. No one can escape their past. This cutscene was in the first trial, I believe. The sins we've committed, and the sadness we've caused. Did Athena catch a body? No matter how far we run, our past remains. As ever present as the moon in the sky. It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. But only in doing so can we truly make peace and move on in hope towards tomorrow. December 20th, 1:23 p.m. Right, Anything Agency. They took Athena from the courtroom straight to the station. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. But now, Apollo's gone off on his own to seek his own truth. My pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be. It's even quieter in here than usual. Yeah. Seems so empty too. I just don't get it. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid. Yeah, and I still believe it is. At least, based on what we know. But now, Athena's the one who's being accused. During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center. The lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder. But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense. No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case? You know, if Athena was here, she wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right? Of course I will. Thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial's tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm going to prove Athena innocence, I better get out there and find some evidence. Off we go then. We're on a hunt for evidence that'll prove Dean's innocence. Alright, but before we go, I better type the evidence I have on hand. So Apollo's on his own right now, going through it. And Athena might be a murderer. Well, let's see. Concerning discerning badge. Like a quick trick, huh? Whoops. I don't know why I keep doing that. You are one of the talents. But I have to say that the turning badge won't give me laughs. Alright. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. Director Cosmos, you have a minute? Ugh. Galactic scooter. Full speed ahead. Director scooted away. His expression changed the instant he saw you. Yeah, well, the dragon's name through the mud pretty good at the trial here today. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center boarding lounge. You were here only yesterday. Oh, hey. Starbuck. Even released, huh? Yep. And I came straight here. This is all thanks to you and your team, right? You've given me a second chance to fly into space again. Can't thank you enough. Except... What's wrong? I thought he'd been happy to be acquitted. As I was coming out of the detention center, I saw Miss Sykes. He saw Athena? I was at a loss for words. I didn't know what to say to the poor girl. And then, you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. Now you can go back into space someday. Yeah, that sounds like Athena. I can just picture it. But I saw her eyes. They were red and swollen from crying. She's gotta be suffering. She must be so worried. And she went out of her way to be nice and gives that big smile. She held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena. There's no question about it. That girl's innocent. Please, right? You have to make sure she goes free. And then they could put me in prison instead. I don't mind. You can't have that either, Starbuck. Don't worry, Starbuck. I'm gonna give her the very best defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted, just like I did for you. You know, she'll be alright with you in her corner. I know you'll never give on her. Apollo's a fine boss to look up to. Alright. I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing? I haven't the foggiest idea. So there was never going to be a launch that day, not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when you went to board the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. But I guess that's about how it goes when you're worthless as space debris. Is he gonna be alright? His expression's as dark as a black hole. Well, that's just how he is. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murderer? Not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little much to hope for. Too much to hope for. I heard something from the police though. They said they never did find a 10 caliber gun down that trash chute. Just a thought. A couple must have carried it away with them when they escaped. So, was the person you saw holding a gun Mr. Starbuck? Couldn't really tell. But it was Athena, right? Could you tell if the person was a male or female, tall or short? I can't even tell you that much. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see the door. Oh, right. As I recall, they opened this door here as they made their escape. The door to Launchpad 1, right? Yeah, except now, the door leads to the Space Museum. You mean the Launchpad and the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, trying to investigate the theory you came up with the court. So they're recreating their conditions, eh? Except we outside on their door now. Can you open this door for us? Sure. Do the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot? Well, back when the Space Museum was launched pad 2, they used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, launch pad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Right. Because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. I heard you. Times are tough. It's rough out here. Let's go check what's out. Let's go check out what's beyond the door. Okay. Oh. I wonder what these are doing here. Maybe they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes. There are all these trees around the Space Center. She is right, it's a modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. But, I don't know. They were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes. Wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on. Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor, and they came in that way. Not everything is set up like a mission stage, you know. So this is another one of those devices for opening a door, eh? Yep, but this one does require finger verification. You hit the button and open sesame. So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either. Right. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints when they escaped back out to the Space Museum quarter and abandoned boarding lounge 2. Okay. I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. Adam's corridor built exactly like the Launchpad 1 corridor. What do I do now? Talk to... What? I'll talk to Space Center staff. Well, I can't really go anywhere. Okay, let's go back to the entrance. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. Ugh. Curse the wretch who sullied my good name. Reverse course and full Greg Cosmos wait, dude. I'll handle this. Take that. Yeah. The mobility system has been compromised. Tracy's knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires. And the streak continues. Maybe I should keep it closer to watching when Tracy's practicing. My dear old battleship. We fought many a skirmish together. It has been an honor. He's gonna blow that thing up. Nah. But all I'm gonna do is make it go haywire again. Very well. I surrender. As a... Cosmos, when you were talking in the cords about switching launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about that reason to lie. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery, but I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed and I have been taken prisoner. Fuck. No secrets left, hey? Yeah, right. Like, so I don't even know if I have the... I do. I'm absolutely sure I have the evidence for this. Behind the switching of the launch pads. I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching of those launch pads. I refuse. You can't make me. I hope I never get like this one mold. Let's see where to start. This is how you explained your motive for switching launch pads. You did it to save the astronauts. Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped an injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket far away from the actual explosion. Huh. My astronauts were ready to go on an aesthetic adventure in space. How do you suppose I had them board a fake rocket without them noticing? I agree you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they went to the Space Museum. You figured out you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off. Clay? You must have gotten Mr. Taryn to help you. Gah. He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. Then, Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in a museum. Ah, somebody help this poor prisoner of war. How is he able to spin around like that? If you really wanted to save the astronauts' lives, shouldn't you have just called off the launch? If I could have done that, do you think I would have gone to all that trouble? I guess I must have had a complete reason for why I couldn't call it off. But how did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident? Well, that's because I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronauts' safety. But it was just a warning. It could even have been a prank. Why did you believe in this so completely? Because I went to one of those mediums everyone's talking about these days. Oh? I didn't know the channel was back in vogue. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone. Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see. AKA a regular telephone. It's been a while. Planning another launch. I see, you haven't learned. I'll never forget that terror I felt when I received that call. The bomber said, it's been a while. And that was enough to make you take the threat seriously. Probably because he knew who it was. Or they had been involved by him before. Maybe. The culprit in the current case is the same person who's on this incident. A criminal for bombing. It was a criminal for bombing, wasn't it? That's when you were dealt a major blow. Do you really think blowing up a courtroom would have shaken the center of the cosmos? Okay, I guess not. The HAT-1 miracle. No, the bomb. Oh, HAT-1. I didn't read that. The HAT-2 bombing. That must have been where the answer to your secret lies. All hands, ready to glide to the main turrets. Teach this dickhead what a precision shot is all about. Ah, you got me. I guess I'll be off on that one. Okay, whatever. At least I don't lose health in this shit. The HAT-1 miracle, the epic story of their survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few know about the previous plot, so when the killer said it's been a while, you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank. Ah! Didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on ex-servicemen? Yes, the HAT-1 miracle was really a desperate battle against an active sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in that fight. Sabotage, murder. So, this is the ugly truth behind the HAT-1 miracle. I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and the case was closed. Huh? Wait a minute. The murder of the Space Center 7 years ago. This must be the person Dr. Cosmos thought was a culprit. What? I didn't even know there was a murder. Bro, alright, I'm gonna start guessing. I'll start with Clay. Alright, not Clay. Bro, don't do this shit. Starbuck. Okay. Let's go with... Who is this? Aura. Okay. So that means, by process of elimination, it must have been Candace's arm. Just kidding. Blackquill. Oh, okay, it was Blackquill. Right, because I had never actually seen them interact with each other, so there's absolutely no reason why I would have gotten that. Or maybe I'm just a dumbass. That could be it too. Simon Blackquill, the murder suspect in a case that happened 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought that he committed both the crimes. But while Prosecutor Blackquill was behind bars, you got another threatening call. Which culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then Simon Blackquill. Realizing that, you were shaken. It meant the true culprit was running free all this time. Give me that. The reason why Detective Cosmos won't talk about why he switched to launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat 1 miracle. The sabotage and murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding. If you really want to understand the reason why I decided to switch to launch pads. We'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago. 7 years ago? You mean the so-called Hat 1 miracle? The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme. So Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story of space heroism. All that, inspired the Space Center having a very strict security in those days. All personnel effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. So, you have any clue who's responsible for the sabotage? At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackquill. I don't know enough to identify a true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy. A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions? And always gets the girl? Someone's watching way too many movies. Oh, I guess we're talking about blowing a rock. I guess we're talking about blowing up a rocket and some research material. It's not all that surprising that a spy could be behind it all. Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry between the nations in the space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning of a sabotage. The same MO as last time. Yes, and here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but it looks like I was wrong. Prosecutor Blackquill seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think? Are ninjas and spies basically the same thing? Not really, dude. But there's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of the spy. Don't tell me it was the gatewatch. I mean, they made the police rush the investigation. They did indeed. And then, to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story. And that was a Hat 1 miracle, right? But then, 7 years later, the same MO, advancing a sabotage. That must have been the director's reason for switching launch pads. 7 years ago, the spy gave you an advance warning of their plans, just like this time. That was what made you decide to switch to launch pads, wasn't it? That's right. The caller knew the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, and they said, "You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you?" I immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give in to the likes of terrorists. We must proceed for our country's honor. It was quite a moving speech, actually. Moving? Really? I guess you're easily inspired by political talking points. But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which meant that the danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they would find a way. That's why I switched to launch pads and staged a moving rescue scene. First, I snuck into the center the night before and switched to launch pads. That way, the astronauts would go from boarding lounge 1 to the Space Museum. Then, I put closer repair signs at the door to launch pad 1 in boarding lounge 2. That's so normal lizards when you enter, right? What else did you do? I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Taryn. But he didn't let me stomach in on it. He'd already been through enough, and he's not good at lying. Oh no, he's no good at lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to have him drugged. My plan went well, until... Clay's murder, huh? After the culprit made their escape, I switched to launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out. But after all that effort, Taryn is dead, and the hat too is destroyed. And the Hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in that blast. My home, the center of the cosmos. My beautiful Cosmos Space Center is done for. Wait, what do you mean by the Hope capsule was lost in that blast? Let's ask him. I thought the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Taryn. It had just been brought back by the Hope space probe with asteroid samples inside. The capsule was being held in a safe at Launchpad 1, but I gave it to Taryn before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that, with it safely in Taryn's possession, he could make it look like he rescued it during the stage of the miraculous escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost to that explosion anyway. But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe. You misunderstand. The launchpad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence. It was a courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens. Okay. Another casualty of that blast. Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads. What? The police found a wiretapping device during their investigation today. A bug on my battleship, a tap on my advanced communication systems, a wire on that phone. Yeah, a wire on this very phone. I used this phone to give instructions to my staff on the launchpad switch. Just to the few select members who knew about the plan. Just before the incident, staff members were coming in and out of Launchpad 1. The culprit probably slipped in with them amid the confusion, and planted the bomb then. Yeah, if they were tapping your phone, they definitely could pull something like that off. So you really think the same spy is behind that incident as the one 7 years ago? Yes, I'm sure of it. Then, this spy must be the phantom prosecutor Blackwell's been chasing. Let's go back to something once. Sorry I'm not reading a lot of stuff. My voice is super tired. So if we can find this phantom, that's right. We can clear Athena's name. And then there's a matter of Prosecutor Blackwell too. What about him? Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago is the same person as in the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's an if though. I wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. But if we're gonna go on a ghost hunt, count me in. It's all over for me. Spin, spin. I'm done for. The center of the cosmos is doomed. Do you think it's gonna be alright? At least we'll be in good company. Mostly planets out there you can spin with. Which reminds me, I can delve a little deeper into the Hat 1 mission too. Okay. Oh boy. It's like he achieves spiritual enlightenment or something. I'm sure he'll stop when he gets dizzy. He's just spinning. Oh my god. It's kind of getting dizzy. Let me get out of here. December 20th. Cosmos Space Center. Oh, fuck. Space Museum. Let's see. Where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago? There. That's the HT1 exhibit. Oh, wow. Look at that photo of the team. Oh my gosh, my chair. There's Clay, Starbuck, Director Cosmos, or Blackwell, and even Paco. But I've never seen the woman on the right before. Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos. HAT-1 launch imminent, and there's a photo of the Hope space probe. It's unnatural, it doesn't talk about the murder of sabotage. They really were keeping a secret, just like the director said. Take a look at that jacket. Must be the HAT-1 team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing, the one that belonged to Clay. Actual jacket worn by HAT-1 team member, it says. Not a replica, huh? Wonder if it's with Starbucks. Hello? Oh, it's Woods. What brings you here? I heard Dina got arrested, so I've been looking for you, right? I thought you might be here, at the scene. I'm just so worried. But don't worry. We've got this one. Think I missed this? Dina's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her. Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center? What, you didn't know? She used to live here when she was a little girl. She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. So, can you tell me more in detail? Thene's mom worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology or something like that. But why was a psychologist specialist working on a space research facility? I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too. So it was far from Athena's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it. She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her. A sad memory? Can you tell me about it? There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago. The same time frame as the HAT-1 launch. Dina's mom, in the robotics lab, she was murdered. What? After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school. Poor Athena. And all this time, she never went on at all. I was so worried about her. I came here so many times, hoping to see her. But I never saw her again. After a while, we started exchanging letters, but I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years. And so the first time we seen her in 7 years was during Professor Court's case. That's right, and I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person, so cheerful and happy. Well, what was Dina like as a child? She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home. That's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it. She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around. It must have been hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices. She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. What the fuck? I've never seen headphones like that. Ever. She said her mother made them. As part of her research. Oh, so like specially made. Huh. I wonder what kind of research it was. Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories. Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Oh, show her that picture. What picture? What fucking picture? This one? Fuck. Could you take a look at this for me? Oh, look. There's Dean's mom. The woman on the far right. The one in the kimono. That's Dr. Matus Sykes. Seems mother's murder. Did it, by any chance, have any connection to the Hat 1 launch? What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch. Just as I thought. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. So this is the murder Director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean that the crime Prosecutor Black was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case. There is? Thanks for all your help, Miss Woods. And please, try not to worry. I won't let anything bad happen to Athena. Or anything at all, actually. Thank you, right? I know you'll take good care of her. So, we need to investigate the robotics lab, and also talk to Athena. We got our plates full. I hope we can fit it all before the day's through. Ted to send it first, then. Let's see if the visiting hours are over. December 20th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Well, if you're Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here. Sup, Fulbright? Here on business? To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Toney, the one behind the courtroom bombing incident. He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about that case, and what he was saying was so incredible, I just had to come right over to hear more. Incredible? What was he saying? Why don't you hang around here and hear it for yourself? Really? Us? Are you sure? Ha ha ha. I give you my special permission. Here comes the bomber now. What nerve you have to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose. I think I waste my breath on you. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him on the hospital. Violence? No. Question? Okay. No violence? Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. Just answer this, Tony. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up? No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room. What are you talking about? Who else could have been there? I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were resealing the remote switch. This person was there and witnessed the murder I committed. What? I don't know who it was. But that's who blew up the courtroom. No, but that's who blew up the courtroom. You expect us to buy that? Whoa, relax, Tracy. I don't see any Cyclops. So, he must not be lying. Pardon me. I got a little carried away. But I'm telling you the truth. I did not get any of that bomb. And there you have it. We can't exactly ignore his claims, of course. So we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. You haven't found any new facts yet, though. Oh, they laid it all up piece by piece. Oh, look at all those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them. Oh boy, I think his geek switch has been activated. 20 phantom bomb. Boy, this thing again. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning. Anything but that. I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes. You're gonna see Athena now? That's right.
Oh, do you folk come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go. Ha 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 ha. What bad timing. I guess I'll have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her. And after we come all this way too. Well, I guess it's back to Space Center. Alright, our box lab. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center Robotics Lab. So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it's exactly one floor above the boarding lounge. Alright, people got directed to evacuate via the emergency ladder. This is where Thene's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots. Look, over there! So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Apollo and Aura Blackwell. I wonder what they're talking about. Well, well. Come to spoil our fun, just when I was enjoying our alone time. Trucy. And Mr. Wright. If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He says he's investigating it on his own. Yeah, that's cool. We just can investigate the lab. Well, this is my lab, so you need my permission if you want to do any snooping. I can bitch about it. That's cool, that's cool. Alright, well, of course you can't. Cool, cool. I gotta actually talk to you. That's cool. I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed, and they all lived happily ever after. Say something to her. And I suppose you're gonna defend the princess in court, am I right? Princess, huh? Guess she's talking about Athena. Of course, Athena's innocent. Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo? I don't know yet. Apollo? How could you? What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you. Or should I say, former subordinate. Ha 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 ha. I can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena? Whew. All this laughing has worn me out. Your turn to say something, hunk of junk. Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay? Mr. Terran, but that's Apollo you're talking to. This hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo's possessed by Clay's ghost, or he's wearing a jacket. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt the lawyer that defends her, too, of course. A robot that can see ghosts? Bullshit. And I'm a spirit medium. You are? Since when? Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena, no matter what you have to say about it. How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago. Could you tell me about the incident 7 years ago? Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask for in return? I'd like to hear about the incident too. It helped me understand the current case better. What? Apollo knows about that case too? Well, if you're the one who's asking, Apollo. Come on, Hunter Junk. You tell the story. But Miss Aura, that's private information. If you want to talk, I'll have to make you talk. Gah! Yes, who cares about personal privacy? Not me. I'm ready to utilize my fast processing abilities to impart all available information. Wow, what a magic trick. He's like a completely different robot now. The bodies of all the robots that came to this lab are designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much younger then. Whew, better watch you to say if you want to get recycled, Clonko. And then our hearts were created by that great genius, Dr. Metis Sykes. Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you make such a thing? Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Metis transcend humans. Yeah. Metis. Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. Nobody could continue Metis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now the two navigation companions are all that left of Metis here on Earth. The robots are all that's left? Is she going to a very important someone? We built the ultimate creations together, but now she's gone. I get the feeling Dr. Sykes loves robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay. I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat. Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Keep your trap shut, asshole. Okay then. Let's see. Oh, Clonko and Ponko? I thought he was gonna say like, oh, Aura was Athena's sister, which means that Athena was Black Will's sister too? Clonko was an important keepsake of time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program Metis wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just peripherals. So, I can do anything I want to them. I'm not sure if that gives you the right to physically abuse to support things. But why are you people looking into such an old case now anyway? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person in this case. So, I'm not saying that word, but he's gonna find out who killed Dr. Sykes too. I'm sure you're aware of who Metis' killer is. Yeah, Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it? I can't say anything for sure now. But that's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it. Tell me be sure. I was the one who introduced Simon to Metis, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court. Huh. Prosecutor Blackwell's forte. His infamous power suggestion technique. Exactly. And he was oddly serious about it, rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated him like how a loyal samurai would treat a sovereign. Seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. He even got along with that miserable little princess. Why do you call Athena the princess anyway? Well, she's Metis' daughter after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't this selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around? Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aura yesterday. All makes sense now. So, The culprit behind the two cases could be the same, huh? That settles it then. What does it settle? None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are people going to hang around us here anyway? What? But we came to take a look around. You think you just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant. Bitch, we're not the police, so we don't have one. Then get out. Now! Clonko, beat their ass. Certainly, Miss Aura. Ow! Don't push. My apologies. I'm just following orders. December 20th. Cosmo Space Center entrance. What a way to get shown out. The nerve of that bitch. What's with that horrible attitude? I guess that's how she is. And why was Apollo going on along with her? Maybe they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay, just like how Aura lost Dr. Sykes. I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. He's usually not all cool and dark and serious like that. I guess that's true? Does she mean he's really silly and dorky? I'm going to go keep an eye on him. Hey, wait, Trucy, come back. And she's gone. What should I do now? Take the 4-bite's probably still questioning Athena. Let's go back to the office. I'm alone. December 20th. Right Anything Agency. Well, here I am. This office never felt so empty. Because I haven't been here at the office at all by myself in a long time. When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And after that, there was always someone on my side. Who was that? Now I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired. Huh? There's something on the floor. What the hell's the letter doing here? Hey Nick, it's been a... Oh my gosh. Hey Nick. I can't even... I know this handwriting. I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of exploding courtroom. It must mean really something. Although, the weirdest part for the course with you. I think she, or whatever paper she's reading, is a little off on details. I'd love to come visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part of my training. So instead, think of me as you watch those samurai videos I sent. I'm sure they'll cheer you right up. Yours truly, Maya Fey. Good old Maya. As if she knew I was slowing down and needed a lift. Maya was my assistant for quite a while. Believe it or not, but she's a spirit medium. This magic time I use on Cyclops. Maya's the one who gave it to me. But I wonder how this letter got here. Mr. Nick? Ah! Ah! Jesus! Oh my god! You know, not that I'm complaining or anything, but like, are you really waiting until the last trial to bring back, or not even bring back, but even mention characters from the previous series? Like, I'm really curious where you're going with this story. Like, if you hadn't played the previous games, well, I don't know. I guess it's kind of on you if you haven't played the previous games. Is she older? Oh, it's you, Pearls. Stupid ass music. She's wearing a... I think she's older. I don't know, I haven't seen her in a while. How have you been, Nick? This is Pearl Faye, so I call her Pearls. She's my cousin, who's also a spirit medium. Very talented one at that. I've known her since she was 8 years old. But Paul and Athena have only met her a few months ago. Oh, and you didn't want to tell me that, huh?
You didn't come all this way just to bring me a letter, did you? I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked. But I can't believe there was a big explosion here. Your office doesn't look any different. He's even further off on the details in Maya. I wish I could take you out to eat or something, Pearl, but there's a lot going on. Oh, I knew that. I didn't come here for a second social visit, you know, Nick. Mr. Nick, my bad. Did you read the postscript on the letter? Huh? There's more? Oh yeah, here it is. P.S. I bet you've been too busy cleaning or take care of the office. So Pearlie said she'd come help you. Isn't she so sweet? You better thank her. Oh, so that's what you're doing here. That's pretty nice of you. Maya and Pearl, thanks to these two, I'm starting to feel a little better. Thank you, girls. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna whip this place into shape. You just concentrate on your work and... let me talk to Professor Blacko if I want about this case. The trial's still going on. Must be holding down the detention center. Blackwell? Alright. They're basically Easter eggs at this point then. When I see when your attorney's bad like that. These are such memories. I remember you helping me conduct my investigations from time to time. I'm glad I can help again. Well, she was 8 in the last 2 games, right? I don't know what I'd do pros one right here, right now. How old is she now? This is her age, right? She's what? She's 17?
I don't really know what to think of this. I really didn't think that much time had passed from the previous games. This is like 9, almost 10 years in the future. What the hell? You're telling me she's 17? That's terrible, dude. I can't believe that. I can't imagine her being a 17-year-old. That's just cap, dude. That's just cap. Wasn't Maya 17 in the first game? There's just no way. No, she's not. She doesn't look. She doesn't even look 17. I thought she was like 13 at the most. You're telling me she's 17? Okay, Capcom. Alright. Let's get out of here. You said detention center? Bet, say less. December 20th, detention center, visitor's room. Well, look who's here. What we're talking about. All this time you haven't said a word. It's even turning your hair gray. I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today? Enough for today? Today's all there is when there's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow? What you talking about? What, is this dude on death row? We have company, Aura. Please try to calm down. Alright, fine. I see you're just not going to listen no matter what. I've had it. If that's where you're gonna be, I have another plan on my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon, because I'm done. Do as you please. See if I care. Ugh. Wow. I could cut attention with a katana. Not a knife, a katana. But then again, you can cut a lot of things with a katana. Young Wright. It looks like Fool Wright saved your case in court this morning. What? Oh. Yeah, he did. You bounced back to this quick. Prosecutor Blackwell, forgive me, but it was just the right thing to do. No, the just thing to do. But, as a result, young Sykes was arrested. Was that the just thing to do, too? Mr. Lawyer, I'm sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I do? Don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocence. I wouldn't take things so lightly if I were you. Young Wright. This is way too grass, right? How can you call yourself a lawyer if you can't protect your own subordinates?
Uh, I swear I'll get her acquitted. You'll see. Your mind must be as dense as the hair on your head. Do you really think it'll be so easy? Prosecutor Blackwell, we're looking into the case from 7 years ago. You're looking for somebody you call the Phantom of 7 years past, aren't you? You villain. Where did you hear about that? This glass is absolutely positively blade-proof, right? No, it wasn't me. I didn't say a single word. Oops. Yikes. At least it wasn't my fault. Could you tell me who this Phantom is? Also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you? Guard, the guest is leaving. Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me. The culprit in the current case might be the same as in the case 7 years ago. If you would cooperate, we could probably solve both cases. I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without question, me. I stole young Sykes' mother away from her. I destroyed her life. Prosecutor Blackwell? Guard, where are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you. Here he goes. No! We've upset Prosecutor Blackwell. Now what are we going to do, Mr. Lawyer? There isn't much we can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I ask you just a little more about the old case? Well, I guess it won't make any difference now. What would you like to know? I don't know. What does he want to know? This trial 7 years ago yet again. You know anything about the trial that got him convicted? A little. The police call it the UR1 incident. The UR1 incident? Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychology mentor. Kind of like if you read Mr. Lawyer. I do not want to think about that one. There were 2 decisive pieces of evidence, so the verdict was reached very quickly. 2 pieces of evidence, huh? What were they? Let's see. The first was some security camera footage. He was the only one who used it in the corridor to the murder scene at the time of the crime. The only one, eh? Jeez, that does sound pretty decisive. Could you show me the next footage? I mean, oh no, not the next footage, but that footage. Oh, sorry, I don't have it with me right now. Guess we'll see you some other time. And what's the second piece of evidence? It's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime. Oh my. But isn't his hair half white though? See? There he is at the scene of the crime, holding a bloody katana. It was the victim's, kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture. But, wow. Hard to explain this one away. But who took this picture, Detective? Jensen happened the day before that Hot 1 launch. A reporter who had come to do a story on the launch was in the room across from the lab. This just happened to show up in one of the pictures he took. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was so odd. He's definitely hiding something. Blackwell said he was hunting a Phantom 7 years ago, didn't he? Yes, and I imagine it's getting more and more urgent as of execution date. Yep, I knew it. What did you just say? Execution date? What? Did I say something? Never mind me. You didn't hear a thing. I knew it. He's on death row. So he was given the death sentence. Yes. He told me not to tell anyone. No, he told me not to tell you people, actually. But I guess there's no sense in hiding it anymore. His execution date is tomorrow. What? Tomorrow? No. Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's good enough for today? And for today? Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. But what if the culprit of the current case is the same as one from 7 years ago? Then it would be the worst possible scenario. Prosecutor Blackwell will be executed tomorrow under a false charge. But that would be unthinkable. We have to do something right now. I want to do something. I want to, but you're a lawyer. You know how hard it is to overturn a decision. I know, but why? Isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of fight? You saw how he was, right? He's been like that ever since his conviction. Totally uncooperative. Not even his own sister could persuade him. Uncooperative. When he's about to be sentenced? No, when he's about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit? This isn't right. I can't let it happen. I have to stop it somehow. Oh, pardon me. Looks like I have a phone call. Fulbright's here. What? What's happening? You've got to be kidding! That's quite a reaction. I'm basically making some big show of it right now. Mr. Lawyer, the robots! The robots are... Fulbright, relax, dude. Some kind of robot malfunction. Are they turning against humanity? Not a malfunction. They're staging a revolt! The machines are rebelling against you! Oh my god. They've holed themselves up in the safe center and taken the visitors as hostages. They did what? No. Trucy. We have to get right there. Right over there. This is going to be one heck of a battle. What the fuck, dude? December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. The riot police are here. Then the robots are actually holding people hostage? Look, Mr. Lawyer. What do you suppose that group of people were swarmed around? But I was only trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost. You robots have declared war on us humans. You've been taken hostages already. Stay away from it. You never know what it'll do. But he's not a bad robot. Can't you see he's trying to help me? I recognize that voice. Detective Fulbright, are you okay here on your own? Leave it to me. Alright, people. What's going on here? Pearl, over here. Oh, I keep forgetting. She's 17. Okay. Oh, Nick, there you are. I heard the terrible news, and I got so worried. Thanks, Pearl. I can hardly believe what's happening right now. I'm so glad you found each other. When people are happy, I'm happy. Clank seems to be the same as before. When people are sad, I am happy. When people are angry, when people are... Oh, did I say something odd? Did I error? Uh-oh. There is something wrong with them. Yeah. Oop. Looks like you fell asleep. You must have been tired. He. Ha 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 ha. Klonko? Oh boy. Ha 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 ha. Human beings are our enemies. It's time for the machines to take over. Ah! The robots are rebelling. Everybody run! Ah! It's an all-out war. It's the end of the world. Ha 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 ha. Fools. How could you all fall for something so cliche? I'm human too, you idiots. I'm just controlling these robots remotely. What? But it is true that I've taken hostages, so you better not make me mad. Hey you, hostage one, come here. I'll let you talk to them. Huh? There's something being displayed on Klonko's face screen. It's the Space Museum. Daddy, is that you? Trucy? Trucy, is that you? No, Trucy, are you alright? About 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage. They've gone haywire. Our researcher is the one behind it. She's here, this girl talked too much. Trucy, talk to me. Why are you doing this? I'm glad you asked. My demand is simple. I hope that detective is listening. I'll be Fulbright here. I'm all ears. I want you to bring someone to me. Clay Terran's murderer, Athena Sykes. Athena? Now, hold on just one moment. I can't just give in to a demand like that. So you don't care what happens to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out then. No, wait. Yeah, Mr. Lawyer. I know I have absolutely no right to make such a big request, but you need me by some time, right? Got it. I'll see what I can do. But promise me you'll never hand Athena over, and you won't give up on the hostages either. Of course I won't. Now, I'd better go contact headquarters. Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time? I don't know, but this hostage taker, could it be? If you don't bring me that little princess, I'll have Hunk of Junk kill all the hostages. Princess. Hunk of Junk? There's only one person this could be. In which case, it must be something I can use as a bargaining chip. I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Prosecutor Black will. Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Hostage Taker, Athena is not a murderer. What are you talking about? She's been arrested and they've got her detention. I'm telling you the truth. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Well, it's not Athena. It's someone else. Alright, let's hear your stupid little theory. Who is this real killer? I don't know yet. But the culprit is the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. The UR1 incident. I believe you have a personal interest in that case. It's too late to change what's going on happen now, no matter how wrong it is. But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it. Just, what exactly are you proposing? What can I do about the 7-year-old's case? Decide the hostage taker. Retry its court, I guess? I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you make that demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you. It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we can find the truth. He. Ha 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 ha. That's good. Real good. Detective, I'll give you 1 hour. Get a courtroom ready. 1 hour? But that's impossible. Please give me at least until tomorrow. If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait. If we're going to have a retrial, we'll need a prosecutor. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. She will? And I guess I could be fair and let you come in and check out the crime scene. But Hunk of Junk here will be watching you, so don't try anything funny. Got that? Now follow Hunk of Junk. Riot police, make way. We're coming through. Mr. Nick, wait. I'll help you with the investigation. Thanks, Pearl. I appreciate that. Alright, let's go. Whew. December 20th. Cosmos Space Center, Robotics Lab. Aurora dropped us off with the warning not to touch anything until she got back. I wonder what's taking so long, but we can't restart the investigation yet, can we? Even if we could, this mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago. Mr. Wright. Ah! It's the hostage taker! I'm back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived. A guest? Oh no, they didn't. Oh no, they didn't. Oh. I thought they'd bring your boy back. You can't have a game without this dude. Not the boy. The man. The great man.
I trust you've been well, right?
My man, my nigga, Miles Tails Prowler. The hell are you doing here, boy? This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been homies since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times, back when he was a prosecutor, but now... Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Respect? Okay. Respect. What's the name of this game again? Dual Destinies? I was like, man, this game isn't as good as trilogies. But you know what? Case 5 is fire. Case 5 is fire. I'll give you that. I'll give you that, Dual Destinies. Oh. But you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? He's chief prosecutor now. Pretty soon. It'll be a year, right? I can't even do it. If he doesn't have the same animations, I'm gonna be so upset. How did he sound? I can't even. Oh my god. Can't even. Like, you understand, Edgeworth was like my favorite voice to do. Second to, got it. The you've got balls. I like that in a man, or something like that. A title, nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss? Hold up. It must be nice to finally have your train's badge back. Yeah, it's been 8 years. Sorry if I put you through. No, I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you. Nah, I was the one that made the decision. But now you can stand in court once again. And you can memo them down just like you used to. Way to put pressure on a guy. Since when did he get such a brutal reputation? Since you beat his ass multiple times in court. Ah, your boy. So like, if you didn't play the previous game, you have no idea who this dude was. Like you wouldn't like. You'd be like, who are these important same characters in the final case? But whatever. So what are you doing here, Edgeworth? The captor chose me as prosecutor for the UR1 case. Wow, she's good. She went all the way up to the top. I gathered all the information I could in the short time that I had. I'll give you a rundown. You're always so prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thanks, I appreciate this. I could really use the help. That wasn't Edgeworth, that was Phoenix. That was my Phoenix voice. Anyways, I'll start with a brief overview. The victim was a psychologist documented his sites. Right, his mother. 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here in this very room. I have 2 crime photos and the police notes on them for you to see. What a terrible way to die. This other photo shows the other side of the room I see. 7-year-old photos? Okay. Nice subscription. I also have the autopsy report for you. The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found in the scene. Right, before mentioned she was into Japanese culture. The body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. The police were called in because of the sabotage threat on the Hat 1 launch. Right, Cosmos missed too. A few hours after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor. I hear his trial was over in a flash. Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in only 1 session. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was decisive evidence against him too. Why is he like, he didn't like even put up a fight. The security camera video. And a photo of the moment of the crime, as I recall. But did Prosecutor Blackwell have a motive? To this day, his motive is still unknown. He insisted he did it, but he would never say why. So that means he must still be hiding something. Right. And there's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public. Yeah, I know. The part about the spy, right? Right. How on earth did you know that? Cosmos told me after a bit of pressure. He told me espionage and sabotage were behind the Hat 1 miracle. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. I've always been good at keeping secrets. Have you though? Well, I might as well tell you now. They really do suspect Blackwell of being a spy. They think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to steal the moon rock. But if you can prove that the Hat 2 bombing is the work of the same spy, we can save the execution. It's a possibility. That's why I intend to help you any way I can. Good looks, Edgeworth. Now all I gotta do is comb this room for evidence. Let's do it together. Alrighty then. It's about as close as my office, but I think it's a workbench. Mr. Nick, I think it's maybe a kitchen. Look at this photo. See the cute food processor? That isn't a food processor, Pearl. That's the Hope capsule. It was scheduled to be loaded onto the Hope space probe that fateful day. The 3 people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body. The first on the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, right? And they were here to collect the capsule, which reminds me. So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yup, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Paul and Aura Blackwell? What the hell are they talking about? Edgeworth, did those 3 people have a bag with them for transferring the capsule? Oh, you mean this? It's a custom-made shock-resistant bag. But how did you know? Just overheard Apollo and, Apollo making an inquiry about it, that's all. So he's looking into the case from 7 years ago on his own, is he? This is the desk? Okay. Giant robot. This is one hell of a robot. There's something written on it. Is this supposed to be a poem? I cut down anyone who displeases me. I make the rules. I am the law. I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judge Tron, JTO2. I don't believe we need to bother with that yet, Pearl. It's not even complete yet. He's right, Pearl. There's no sign of it in the photo 7 years ago either. They were building the Hope space trope here at the time. The murder occurred after the space probe had been removed from the room. So it was long gone by the time someone took the picture, eh? But you can see the probe in this newspaper photo. Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too. A strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture. Note that the same rock is absent from this crime scene photo. Right, and you mentioned that the moon rock was stolen because it was blown up in the evidence. So the person who stole it, he was our spy? I'm sure of it. Dr. Cycles probably killed because she was a roadblock in their plan. Fortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is a culprit. That's rough. Riggedy rough. Alright, it's part of the robot. The hell is this? Giant robot arm, maybe? It's pretty big for an arm, but you're right. I think these thin parts are finger bones. They're even about as long as my legs. And there's a spiked ball and a giant drill on the floor, too. Is Aura trying to build some kind of weapon or massive destruction? Maybe she wants to use it to demolish a big building or something. I picture her gleefully tearing down the street doing just that. I should probably not think about it anymore. Hey, look at this row of rolling cases. I bet the wheels make it easier to beat with heavy research materials around. I bet they'd be fun to ride around in. We could even probably both fit into the biggest one. I know. We could have Prosecutor Edgeworth push us. I really don't trust him to push us down a flight of stairs. What's this? It's like a giant robot. No, a giant power plug. Huh. It's attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station. Oh my god. That's a charging station for us robots. We come here periodically and charge ourselves up. Huh. Machines that maintain themselves. It's pretty cool. If our batteries run out and we lose consciousness, we never know what Miss Aura will do to us while we're down, you see. Nothing motivates quite like fear, huh? Alright. Let's change perspectives. Do-do-do-do-do. An emergency ladder. This is the one they used during evacuation. The explosion disabled the elevators, so I loaded my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. As Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building, she saw the culprit inside. I wonder which would have been scarier, that or looking down. Looks like an operating table. It's in the photo too. Yes, it was here then as well, with the victim's body lying on it. There's a button here. Oh, I know. I'll try pushing it. Pearl, don't touch the... Oopsie. Hey, it's moving. It could be a robot assembly device. Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? Please don't push any more buttons, Pearl. Okay, let's look at this desk. Of course, desk is a mess. No, it doesn't surprise me. Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up. Wait, before you do... Metis. Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. It's Metis Sykes. Clonko, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal. You wish to speak to me, Mr. Knight? If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. What? Put me in the same class as that woman? So, what was Aura like 7 years ago at the time of the incident? When Mother died, Miss Aura was confused. Huh. So he calls Dr. Sykes' mother. But Aura Black with Miss Aura. Well, yeah, because she created him. With the loss, she exhibited a severe... What the fuck? Catecholamine a catecholamine imbalance. Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means. Pardon me, searching for alternative expression. She would spend the nights crying, and then take out her feelings on those around her. After Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well. That is correct, but without new evidence, her requests were ignored. And then, little by little, Miss Aura began to change. She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aura. And before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Clonko. That murder destroyed so many lives. Right. Take a look at this paper on Dr. Sykes and Blackwell's research. Ponko and Clonko. They're the robots with hearts that Dr. Sykes created. Can determine a heartbeat detector system that lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by their ID tag or facial features. And they can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. It's amazing. Hey, I don't know, Edgeworth. I'm even more human than you. The hell is that supposed to mean? It kinda sounds like these robots can do what Athena does. I guess that's about it for this room. So, what do you think, right? Any ideas? There's still a lot of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow, after all. You asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgeworth? What? He did it? Yep. He called it a special request. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred. He did? So that was what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back? Uh-huh. The Blackwell case. Why? Right. I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. Oh. But I'm not even waiting for dude. Haven't been one for a long time. That 8-year misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Yeah. Very soon, a convict will stand as a prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on him. Just something actually like the job I have now. Right. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details. And I need to apologize. It's like I said on the phone the other day. I know the type of criminals you're after now aren't small fries anymore. Looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah. It's for this very reason I returned. Time to bring it to an end. I'm gonna end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about. Oh my god, the dank age of the law yet again. The dank age of the law? It sure comes up it sure comes up a lot these days on TV and in the papers. And I hear there are more false charges and fabrications of evidence than ever. When I became chief prosecutor, the court system already lost people's trust. It all began 8 years ago. A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence, and a year after that, the prosecutor was found guilty of murder. But wait, do you mean... That's right. He's talking about my case, Prosecutor Blackwell's. What? See, like I said, I didn't finish Apollo Justice, so... It was a downward spiral after that. An absolute nightmare. After those 2 cases, the mass media had launched an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted, and, before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it. It's such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors are supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together. It's so sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other. Yep, do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age now where winning is valued more than the truth, far more than it. I'm sure it's caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many a night's rest. Is it just me, or did his brow get even more furrowed the last time I saw him? The hostager's disdain for the court is a perfect example of the times. Yeah, it sure is. Do you have an idea who the hostage might be? Well, somebody mistrusts the court system and can manipulate robots. It can really only be Ora Blackwell. He was but her would want to run a trial of that case from 7 years ago so badly. Simon Blackwell's older sister and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena. The important thing is for you to solve UR1 and prove Blackwell's innocence. And then, maybe she'll release the hostages. I'm counting on you, right? To set that prosecutor and those hostages free. Now I'll be counting on you in court to help me too. Of course, I'll do everything I can to help uncover the truth. Ugh, as this is an official trial, I'm more likely to be a little unorthodox. Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation? Yep. But I'd like you to tell the hostage taker something for me. After the detention center, I can't start the trial until I talk to Athena. She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to your detention center. So I'm still being watched, eh? I'll see you in court, Edgeworth. Even if it'll be an undocumented trial, it'll be good to see you in court again. Oh my god, I don't know how long I've been playing this game. December 20th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. She was on my side only a few short hours ago, but I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Oh, Mr. Wright. And Pearl, too. I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant. And because you're my friend, and I was worried about you. Thanks, boss. I'm not the only one who's worried either. Really? Who else? I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself, she came to find me. She told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about it, that place. Oh. So you know, huh? I'm sorry I didn't tell you. It's alright, but there are some other things I'd like to ask you. Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you.
Are you sure about that, though?
So, tell me about the day Clay was murdered. I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum. Right where the culprit fled to? That's not good. I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the detention center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that. So I went to the Space Museum even before the explosions. This was before the launch pads had been switched. There was a sign that said closed for repairs, and they weren't letting anybody in. Right. The director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there. But I stuck in anyway. Did you want to see the Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mother in it? I did, but what I really wanted to see was her jacket. The jacket on display. That was Dr. Sykes? Okay. But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Everything around me went hazy, and I couldn't see. I tried to get out of there somehow, but I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows, but people couldn't really see me. Maybe I got confused and went the wrong way when you're trying to believe. Believe. How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena? I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went into the boarding lounge too. My mind was still fuzzy because memory is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home. No memory, This is gonna be tough. Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay? And that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So, during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course I believe her. But, will anybody else? What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, or your mother, doing? Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice. And my special ability. Someday, we will travel to distant planets. Their companions will be robots. So, did her mother make Widget? So, she said they had to be able to understand how the human companions felt. Wow, robots that can understand people. I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work, and she never paid any attention to me. Oh, sorry about that. Dredging up all that old stuff. No need to apologize. Because her home life was complicated. Oh, by the way, Miss Wood said something about you always wearing headphones. She always wears the big head-looking headphones. She said her mother made them as part of her research. I had to wear them every time I went out. I hated them so much, but she wouldn't listen. What were they for? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation, but I don't remember now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Right. But let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for research. I want to believe that. But just about the only thing my mother left me with is our widget. And this earring. Oh, it's beautiful. Pearl's not 17, dude. I don't care. She's not. There's no way she's 17. You're out of your mind. Because think about it. Athena's 18. Right? They look nothing alike. Or like, not like, like they don't look similar in age. I'm just saying. I can't get that out of my head. It's a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me in her own way. I'm sure she did. Well, because that's what I want to believe, too. That's the evidence, apparently. I should probably ask her a little more about my research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab. Bet. What? Wait, what paper? No, I remember. Wait, what? I remember that we looked at a newspaper thing, but where was it? It's not it. Wait, where was that paper we got? Wait, what? I'm confused now. Which papers am I supposed to show her? You show that paper I found in the robotics lab? What paper? Bro, huh?
mother's research.
This one? Oh, the Ponko series. You must have gone to the robotics lab. That took a while. You seem to really love Ponko and Clonko. Yeah, my mother made them and I grew up around them, you know? Oh, there's one of those cute little robots in this photo too. See Ponko's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and around. Pretty bad job, eh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. It looks like there's something written on the bandages. Yep, Rosa flag. Get well soon, Pongo. But in the end, my mom just put on an operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh, that must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab. I was so impressed with what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It looked just like magic to me, what she could do. Little girl who grew up around robots. She just had some good memories of it. On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center? Yep, a little. And this person has even taken hostages. I should probably spare the news about Trucy. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago. What? You're kidding me! So that means Prosecutor Blackwell might... Uh-huh. I know he's innocent. I just gotta prove it. So wait, did you know him back then? Yes, he used to come visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology under her, and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal... He was very kind and considerate, and straight as an arrow. I mean, we don't... It doesn't matter if he's gay or not. Unlike now, he's more twisted than a basket of snakes. That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anybody else know what I was talking about? She heard the voice of his heart. You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave just to give testimony. Pearl's right. You did the very best you could at the time. But nothing I said did any good. I was a shaking, scared little girl, small and ineffectual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed close up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks. That's because one day, I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercise hard and I studied hard. I don't know. Let me take a drink of water. Okay. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. On a different subject, did you hear about the person... Wait, didn't I just... Oh, I didn't... Fuck me. Yeah, we're gonna do this again. Okay. That was my fault. Drink some more water. Okay. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. Then I missed it, right? I think to him. I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. Doesn't seem like Cena knows. Prosecutor Black will be executed tomorrow. I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him. Come to think of it, she said something like that during the Super Academy trial. She mentioned there was somebody she wanted to save. I do remember that. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell. I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? No, I can't tell her. How can I lie to Athena? Yeah, she's gonna know. He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent. He was? I wonder if he smiled like he used to back then. I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in his trial. I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here. You didn't sense the discord in Phoenix's... Okay. Ah, I thought you might be here. Mr. Lawyer, we're in trouble. But we are? What is it? I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session. Oh no, but this is an emergency. I mean, you could use the courtroom that was blown up. I mean, the stands were still there. Huh. It's very difficult to interrupt the trial once it's underway. Oh my god, they have the ringtone. Oh my god. I just let Trucy ring for like that. I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages. No, wait, we still have 1 more time. But besides, all the courtrooms are being used right now. Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. The poor thing. She's a little too young to die, don't you think? No, don't you dare hurt her. There's gotta be something I could do. The cruelest injustice is about to befall us. No, this can't be happening. Music Maya, help us. Wait a minute. Maya? I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. Oh my god. A courtroom blew up. That's it. There is a courtroom we can use after all. Alright, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to say here to her? Objection! Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Aura, please don't add the crimes you've already committed. Add to them. So you know who I am, do you? Wasn't like I was trying to keep it secret anyway. Ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one blown up by the bomber. Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick. I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it's only befitting. I'll get the place ready right away. I didn't like to pick this place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven? My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? It's not Simon who'll be defending. What? Not Prosecutor Blackwell? I indict Athena Sykes on the charge of murdering her own mother. They'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass. What? See you in that mountain of rubble you've chosen for a courtroom, Mr. Wright. What is she talking about? Athena? Of course. Why had it never occurred to me before? If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? No. No! I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna butcher this. Oh no. Why are they black? Yeah. No way. It can't be true. Mr. Nick, what's the matter? Oh my gosh, look at our eyes. That's kind of... I see 5 black cyclocks. I've seen these kinds of locks before. Dark, black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them. Don't let him 2 can be continued, bro. To be continued.